Do not forget, you can support the channel with a like, and you can also subscribe to be aware of the latest published videos. Thank you. We hope that here you can find the latest news, ideas, and discoveries from the scientific world.
Jupiter is at the origin of the singularity of the solar system, as the migration of this huge gaseous planet would have determined the destruction of all the celestial bodies in the super-Earth category that formed around the Sun. Exploring the Milky Way with various instruments, scientists were able to study hundreds of planetary systems, located at various distances from the solar system. This is how they reached a fascinating finding. The solar system seems to be unique compared to the others. The standard planetary system in the Milky Way apparently consists of a group of super-Earth planets whose orbits are very close to their star. Super-Terra is a term that is assigned to those planets that have a mass of 1-5 times the mass of the Earth for the smallest of them, and up to 10 times the mass of the Earth for the largest massive of them. However, the solar system does not correspond to this characteristic. There is no telluric planet that has a smaller orbit than Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun. Trying to explain this fact, scientists formulated a new theory. The explanation must be sought around Jupiter. The solar system was not always as people know it in the modern era. At the time of the formation of the planets Jupiter and Saturn, it is very likely that a first generation of telluric planets formed near the Sun to become celestial bodies in the super-Earth category. But the movement of Jupiter inside the solar system would have caused a series of gravitational disturbances that led to numerous collisions between planets and asteroids. The fragments that resulted from those violent collisions then headed towards the Sun, attracted by the gravitational force of the star, and, before melting, would have destroyed the planets of the Super-Terra category formed around the Sun. It's the same thing when we talk about satellites that could be destroyed in low Earth orbit. Their remains could start to hit other satellites and thus risk a long series of chain collisions. Jupiter would have generated that cascade of similar collisions inside the solar system. The evolution of the solar system did not stop then. The fragments generated by those collisions would have started to agglomerate around the Sun and would have ended up being at the origin of a second generation of planets. Less massive, with a less dense atmosphere than that of the super-Earth category planets. Their formation would have been possible thanks to the action of Saturn. This planet would have kept the planet Jupiter in an orbit further away from the Sun, which is not at all typical for this type of giant planets. This fact would explain why Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars appear to be younger than the planets further from the Sun in our planetary system. The telluric planets formed after the migration of Jupiter filled the empty space and led to the appearance of celestial bodies pouring gases. Our solar system appears more and more like a freak. In fact, the theory that evokes a possible migration of Jupiter is not new. Known as Grand Tack, it was proposed a few years ago to explain certain characteristics of some planets. But the new study allows adding other pieces to the huge puzzle that is the history of the solar system.